Hi, I'm Roland Nanzi. Welcome to Meet Your Speakers, Pro on the Go. And today I have the honor and privilege of meeting Kimberly Mackey, one of our industry's most highly regarded trainers out there. So it's nice to see you, Kimberly. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
I'm honored to have you, and of course, we're going to see you at the retreat in November and learn even more from you. But I thought today we've got our little 10-minute pro on the go idea. So in a minute, we'll turn over the hourglass and ask you some questions and get to know you that way. Before I do that, if I can read your bio for everybody watching, because not everybody out there knows you as well as we do and the other builders I work with. So sound okay?
Sounds great. Thanks.
I need my giant Mr. Magoo glasses for this. So here we go. It's great. So Kimberly Mackey is the founder of New Home Solutions. That's Homes Solutions, just to be a consulting, and has a reputation as someone with real world solutions in a competitive and rapidly changing sales environment. That's for sure. It is rapidly changing. She is the co-host of the Sales and Marketing Power Hour and host of Head to Head. Thank you for having me on your program in June. And Kimberly is a management consultant. Companies call on her to set up their processes and systems so that sales is the engine that drives the train rather than running it off the tracks. With her depth of experience in all disciplines within the building industry, she's highly sought after to help companies gain traction. And you're a traction coach, right? From what I understand. Yep. And you create a customer experience process from potential lead to customer and throughout the building process into the warranty period and beyond. In other words, by creating a smooth transition and communication process, she helps builders to create raving fans. For more information, you can reach Kimberly at www.newhomesolutions.com and all of that. We'll put your information on this, of course, so people can reach out to you directly.
Well, thanks for that.
Not at all. Thank you. It's a pleasure, as I keep saying, but I really am honored that you are going to join us at the retreat November 2nd to 4th, and you're going to be leading some of the management program on traction with builders and all that great stuff. So
I can't wait. And as I keep saying, thank you for having it in Clearwater. That doesn't involve putting me on an airplane because I'm based out of Tampa.
What is that? About a 45-minute drive from your house?
About a 45-minute drive, yes. To and if you exquisite sunsets. I just can't express how gorgeous the sunsets are from the West Coast.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I really am a fan. I used to live on the West Coast in Naples, and we used to go to the pier there to watch the sunset. It's like a bunch of people go, the sun is setting, and you see everyone going there with their drinks and watching it go down. It really is breathtaking. So yeah, why not?
Pretty, very zen.
Very zen. Why not get your education in a place where you can truly unwind and relax and have your toes in the sand and enjoy that beautiful ocean in November. So looking forward to seeing as many of you there as possible. All right. So if you're ready, should we do our 7 questions in 10 minutes?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it. I've got my running shoes on.
All right, good. And the format is a little bit like that old haircut, a mullet, where you get running shoes on. It's like a mullet where it's business at the front, a party at the back. So we're going to get to know you business-wise, and then we'll save some of the personal stuff for the end. All right. Just to set that up. You ready? There we go. Okay.
Pressure's on.
Pressure's on. Kimberly, what sets you apart from other experts in your field?
I think it's mostly that I'm an immersion consultant. While I do training and I do speak, so people see me doing those things, what they're less familiar with is the fact that I'm the person that goes in behind the scenes. So while somebody like you comes in, you give them the roadmap, then I can go behind and actually hold their hand while they're doing it, help them, coach them along the way, get involved in their systems and help them to accomplish their goals. Perfect. So I think that really kind of sets me apart. There are very few people who do what I do.
It's true. I didn't quite understand what you did until we've shared a few clients this year, and we really do slightly different things. You know, I am at the front part of it with sales training, and then you come in and really set it up. And as you said, so it works out. I know the clients love what you do, and you work really hard for them. So I'm impressed with that. With Kimberly, with the shifting market, what are your top tips right now with this shifting market?
The one thing that, and this is true in any market, because the market's always shifting, right? The market's always doing something. Yes. But builders who get caught are the ones who are winging it and just putting out fires day in and day out. So the number one focus is always get those processes and those systems in place, track the right metrics so that you see it coming. We've been saying for how long? I don't know, several months now, this is coming, it's going to happen. We saw it first with traffic dropping off, And, then we see the leads coming in, and those first appointments, all of it starting to the last 2 weeks, just zip. So those people who are only relying on walk-in traffic right now, those are the ones that are really hurting. So when you track the right stuff, you can see it coming. You can make those slight shifts. It's not about big, broad swings. It's about those minor shifts that allow you to keep focusing on building those relationships, nurturing your pipelines, and keeping your sales flowing regardless of interest rates going up, down, sideways, spinning in circles, whatever they're going to do right now.
So smart, so smart. I mean, thank you for saying it so well. I've been talking about that in a slightly different way with what is your path, what is your trajectory. If you're off by 1 or 2%, then you can end up in the wrong direction completely. And
Absolutely.
So it is about those systems and processes. It's not about setting a great big goal and hoping you get there, but having an action plan daily and being on that right path. So it's perfectly put. All right. The theme of the retreat that you will be at, the Tropical Sales Retreat, is Better Together. What does that mean to you?
To me, it's teamwork.
Sure.
So, when all the parts and pieces of the company are working together and understand how they fit into that bigger picture,
yes,
it's amazing what happens. Because if you have somebody that's just out here on their own little island and they don't understand how their piece of this puzzle fits in,
right,
then they can miss something. And that customer experience is, of course, where we see it first and foremost, and it just instantly breaks down.
Great.
So I always equate it to running I ran track.
Did you?
So I always equate it to running the relays. And of course, the most dangerous time in a relay is the handoff.
Yep, handing over the baton, right? Exactly.
Yeah. So when you drop that baton, that's when the baton is typically going to get dropped. And
good.
So, or baton, as you say.
I don't know if I'm saying baton.
My reaction to your British is for me to get more Southern. So
I'm not even sure if I'm really British anymore. It's been 30 plus years, so I'm sort of guessing at how I would have said it. Then it just comes out accidentally. But yes, that's not coming out of your time, by the way. I'm going to reset your hourglass because I waffled about a baton for a few minutes. So.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, good. Thank you. I think that's great. And that is the vision of the retreat, is Better Together, with sales and OSC and that handoff, and then leadership and marketing as well, and ownership for that matter, all under one roof. So thank you for amplifying that. All right, now I wanted some getting to know you more personally. Movie, TV, or books? What is your preference?
Yes.
Yes to all three?
Yes to all of them. I love them all.
It's a bad question. Everyone's saying that. Everyone, the last few folks I've interviewed. Okay, so in that mind, what give me an example of what your favorite movie, TV show, and book would be?
Well, right now, I'm obviously into All Things Traction by Gino Wickman. So there's multiple books on that. So I'm really, really studying those. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't also say that I'm reading this book that I have right here on my desk by Roland Nancy. Yeah, wow. So I am definitely reading Mastery of Selling. So it's not you're not going to read it overnight. So it takes a little while, but there's good stuff in there. So
thank you for that. I wasn't looking for a shout out on that, I promise, but that's very sweet.
Well, but
I have traction on my shelf.
What I'm reading, so
yes, right there next to a bunch of other great books. But thank you. So that's super. Yeah. And then what about you?
And I listen to books on Audible, and I recommend that busy people do that. So I listen to podcasts and Audible in the morning when I'm getting ready, or when I'm going on my walks. I mean, it's a wonderful way to when you can't sit and actually read. So I love. There's quite a few different podcasts that I follow, and some great industry podcasts out there.
Good. All right. Good. And we've still got plenty of time here. So that was lovely. What is your favorite pastime when not working?
So my favorite pastime is that I don't get to do enough anymore, is to go to the barn. I have a horse.
All right.
And the barn is just like my Zen place. It's my happy place. So it's quiet there usually. Lovely. Just hang out with the horses, and the barn that he's at right now has a lot of peacocks, and there's a turkey that I say is his pet turkey.
Oh, nice.
So it's just, even though I can't ride because I just had back surgery, so I can't ride. But I just enjoy going and just being around the animals and breathing in, the hay and fresh air, and of course going to the beach and watching the sunset, because I can be there very quickly. So I do. I love, that's one of my favorite things to do.
Good for you. When you live in Florida, sometimes you actually forget to do that. I mean, but I live in Miami. You're over there in Tampa, and sometimes we forget. I'm about a once a month for the beach. You know, we get out there. Otherwise, it's just being in the pool and stuff like that.
I go late in the day, like, and right
Oh,
now
nice.
it's great because the sun is setting so late. So, you
Yeah,
know, I
yeah,
could go at 6 o'clock and
yeah.
still have dinner and have plenty of time for sunset. So it's great. I need to do that this weekend.
November 3rd, the sun will be setting at 6:39 p.m. approximately. I looked it up because we're timing our beachfront luau to time to watch the sunset. So you'll see the giant orb dropping into the ocean as you're having your tropical drinks with your umbrellas in them. So it should be
I
fun.
will have one with a big old umbrella in it. That sounds perfect.
Last but not least, what do your students enjoy most about you and your style?
You know, I think the thing when you asked me this earlier, the thing is that people talk about my passion. That's
Okay.
what I hear
Yeah.
most. I really appreciate your passion, and I do have a passion for this industry, and I think that comes through. And just like you and I have talked about many times, we've both been there, done that, bought the t-shirt.
Yes.
So our
Anytime.
authenticity, that we don't ask people to do things we don't or wouldn't do ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and I think that shines through really. And so those are the things that I hear the most. They're like, you know, you broke it down for me in a way that I get it.
Right.
And I know it's real because you've been there, you've done that, and that's how it worked out. I like to tell stories of how things worked out when I did it or experienced it
Yeah.
at another
No,
date and time.
it's very valid. I think that my goal is to have people on our programs that have done it and been there, so that everything is tried and tested. And I know that I put it in the book that I would learn stuff sometimes and bring it back to my sales office, and I would try it. If it didn't work, I wasn't going to do it again. If it didn't make any sense to the buyer, I was like, okay, well, I tried it, but thank you, it's not going to work. And then also, what you and I have in common, I think, is that we don't exaggerate, because we've been there. Like sometimes you can do everything correctly and you still don't get the sale because the buyer's just not ready. Whatever we did, but you do that over time, you will get a lot more sales. If you have the right systems over time, you're going to run a much better business, and you're not reacting, as you said, you're being proactive. So I think a lot of that comes from experience, being there and having failed so much, you know, quite frankly.
Right. Well, and it does, because then you'll know where things went wrong. That's the key. We can learn from every experience so we can do it better next time.
That's exactly right. If you haven't failed, then you're just not trying hard enough, I think, because, you know, you're just playing it too safe. And so as a sales guy, you know, I would try stuff, and when it worked, it was great. But if it didn't work, I would learn just as much from those failures, I think, really, as I did from the successes. So it's valuable to have that experience under our belt. Well, looky there. We are slightly early by a few grains of sand. Anything else you'd like to share before we say goodbye?
Well, I would like to thank you for doing Head to Head. Invite people to watch that episode if they haven't, so they can go to newhomesolutions.com/head to head.
Yes. I enjoyed it.
And I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a great time in November, and I appreciate the invitation to join you there again.
I'm honored to
this
have
time
you
in person.
Yes, you were there virtually last time from a hotel room in Washington.
In Houston. I think I was in Houston, Texas. Yeah.
You were in as what, SMC chair, right?
I was, yeah.
Which is that's a big commitment.
I'm immediate past. Immediate past is a great thing to be.
Yeah, but people don't realize how much time that took. That was a big commitment. You know, actually thinking about serving on a board at that level is really impressive. So, you know, again, great job. All right.
Well, thank you.
Our time has been used well. Thank you, Kimberly Mackey. Please reach out to Kimberly directly for any more help with your business. And I will look forward to seeing you on the beach November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
I'll be there.
All right. Ciao.